Hey guys, Ricks here, and today I'm coming back at you with another video in our Lion Knights Village MOC series. So that's what the working title is going with now, Lion Knights Village, and I think that that's rather appropriate since I did end up deciding to build a house. But that's something for future discussion. As you can see, there has been substantial progress on the MOC since I last showed you. As you can kind of see here in the back, what was really only completed was this border all around it that you mainly saw in the back, and then I had a few minifigures that I had, planned to use in the MOC. But as you can pretty clearly see, there's been lots of substantial progress. If I show you some different camera angles, you can see there's lots of progress up here in the front, all along the sides, and then of course I also have my building and the trees. As I mentioned in that first kind of planning video, I had hoped to get most of the landscaping done and maybe work on some trees, but if I'm being honest, I essentially got sidetracked here. So I think it's pretty fair that you guys are gonna guess that I worked on this part of the MOC first, kind of over here, and that would be a very appropriate assessment. I worked kind of on the river first because I wanted to get that outline. Now I know that you can't really see it because of the minifigures and the pieces in the way back here, but it runs all the way to about here where it ends. So I kind of laid that outline first, and then I started to outline kind of the edge of the river that I was going for, as you can see, and then I built up some of the bank. The next thing that I went with was I wanted to build this front portion right here, which is where we see all of the shepherd's sheep grazing on some of the grass. I'm not the biggest fan of using grass pieces in the way that you see here, as actual grass, but I thought that actually it kind of made sense in this situation, mainly due to the fact that, I wanted to kind of represent that these sheep were eating something here, and I felt that just plain green, plates and tiles wouldn't do that enough justice. So kind of moving beyond that, what we have here is the shepherd's actual little homestead. So you see we still have our shepherd character right here who remains unchanged, should I say, and then we also have his wife who also remains unchanged. I don't know why I keep saying unchained, but if I take my camera off its little stand, as you can see, I've kind of built up this little homestead right here. You can see I built kind of a wall right here, which is just focusing kind of on like a cobblestone type, very rudimentary design almost. And then I created this, simple little door design, which is just held in by some snot bricks, as you can see right there. It's honestly very fragile, so I'll probably need to improve on that in the future, but that's kind of what you see there. Now, some other figures, if I'll return my camera to the stand, some other figures that I created that I feel like you guys might be interested in are what I ended up changing to kind of like a group of mercenary traders almost. At first, I was going for this guy just being kind of like a merchant, but I felt like him being a merchant, wasn't the best for the MOC. I decided that maybe I'm gonna have some conflict in this. So I decided that possibly I'm going to have our Jack Sparrow fellow here. As you can see, he has Captain Jack Sparrow's body, along with this big double-axed man who's actually using a body from the Batman movie, which is kind of funny to me that I'm using a Batman movie body. But anyways, I'm getting besides the point. I'm gonna have these three guys, I guess, semi-attacking or maybe trying to steal money or sheep from the villagers. And then my plan, if I show you the rest of the MOC, was to have a big group of Lion Knights over here kind of marching forwards and over the bridge right here to kind of help protect them. I was considering maybe having some archers like over here on the side of the build who are pointed at them, but it's essentially trying to be like it's like a law enforcement Lion Knights operation. They're coming to stop the thieves at this person's little house. In terms of, this right side, it's definitely less complete. I've kind of laid the foundation for some of the stuff that is going to be coming in the future. You could ignore those brick separators right there. Those I just placed so that nothing fell below the MOC, because if I remove it, you can see that the filler brick gets revealed and there's gaps. So I don't want any of these pieces falling in there. But I am considering possibly placing a similar building to this one or two over here, kind of in this corner, instead of just extending this forest, which I think was my first idea. And the reason I was thinking of that was because maybe I could create this into like a small little village, or maybe this could even be the start of kind of like a modular Lion Knights village. Since I did build this on what I think is the 48 by 48 gray base plate, if I just add some Technic pieces into the sides on the bottom, I can create these into a Mills style system, or MILS. I don't know exactly whether you pronounce it all together, which will just make it, I'll be able to make an entirely modular system. And in that way, I'll be able to preserve this MOC and kind of what we've created here and build on it in the future in very digestible chunks. I think that one person who does this to some degree is definitely Coconut Brick Studios, who I definitely watch for a lot of his Clone Wars content, which is very great. If you haven't heard of him or watched him before, you should go check him out. But he has definitely used kind of these base plates in the past as measuring sticks for the size of MOCs and for extending MOCs, and I feel like that could be a good route for me. So one thing that you guys could definitely let me know is if you think that I should put two buildings over here. I'm placing this figure over here. Essentially, there'd be one building here, and probably there would be another building right here, so there would be two more buildings. And maybe that would naturally change where the sheep would go, because maybe I would change the sheep and put them over here so that they're under the trees. But that's a question for further debate. I think that the final thing that I wanted to cover in this video was kind of the stuff that I've completed on my trees. As you can see right here, I've kind of used the birch tree design that you normally see built with white and black bricks. And I just kind of converted it into an all reddish brown design. On one of these, as you can see on the far left, I built it up a little bit higher and tried to create like almost a point, versus the others, I just used the leaf pieces to essentially make a natural curved point with kind of those bracket pieces. I'm curious, whether you guys like these, whether you think they're a little bit too simple or too complex for this MOC. I think that I'm definitely going for a more detailed look, but I don't think that, I'm going for the everything super detailed, because I think that naturally would make me build some different types of vegetation, which one, I just don't think I have the parts for, and two, I think would take too long for what I'm hoping will be a 5-part series. But I think that in general, I'm very proud of the progress that was made here. I have some more figures coming, so hopefully I'll be able to kind of create like a mercenary warband soon for a future MOC. Maybe that's a that's a little teaser for what I'm planning in the future. And I definitely have some more sheep coming to make this herd larger, and I have some more basic bodies kind of for just regular, like citizens of the kingdom coming as well. I know that a lot of you guys have been anticipating me to build a Lion Knights and Black Falcons MOC specifically, and I will be doing a battle MOC between the two in the future. I'm thinking that maybe the MOC after this one will be that battle scene. I think that could be really cool and definitely, kind of showcase some interesting figures and a lot of figures. I think that I'll definitely try and include at least 50 figures on each side for that battle. But other than that, I don't think that there's really anything else to add. As I said, I would love feedback on whether you guys think that those buildings would be good over here. I would love feedback on the trees. And I guess the one thing that I didn't mention that would be great to get feedback on is if I move the figures here, so I'm going to build a bridge across here, but I'm not entirely sure what sort of technique I'm going to use. I think that it's going to be a wooden bridge, but I don't exactly know how to construct it. If you guys have any suggestions for that as well, definitely let me know. But other than that, there's not a lot else to add. So as always, guys, like, comment, subscribe to the normal stuff. I appreciate all the support so far on this series. Hopefully you've been liking the new style of thumbnails and titling. As I mentioned in the description of the first video, I got some of that inspiration from Cube Brick and I believe Edge of Brick. I think both of them are great inspirations, especially in the castle space. But as always, guys, I will catch you in the next episode.